Okay, hi everyone. I'm gonna go through the grouping concept extra worksheet for revision, so to prepare you for your grouping test. All right. So for question one, this is taken from grouping concept one. So there are two types. One is the table way, and one is the letters already listed out for you. So for the table way, very simple. You just want to list them down in order according to where the number one is, and subsequently the sequence also. So for example here, number one is in column B, followed by 2 is in column C, 3 is in D, 4 is in E, 5 is also in E, and then 6 is in D, so on and so forth. So I'm going to list them down. I don't do it directly from the table, okay, because you will confuse yourself. You can't see what is in one group. So it will go in this manner. I have B, C, D, E, E, D, C, B, A, B, C, D, E, E, D, so on and so forth. Okay? Now, let's look for our one group. So let's see where the repeated pattern starts again. Okay, so I B, C, D, E, E, D, C, B, A, A. Then again, B, C, D, E, E, D, C, B, A again. Okay, so my one group is actually from here, the B, C, D, E, E, all the way to B, A. Then it will start again. So this is what we call our one group. Okay, and in my one group I actually have 10 letters, so that will form my one group. Okay, so next, now I can start solving my question once I can identify my one group. So in any grouping concept, your main thing, the first thing you must do is to find your one group, after which you can start solving the question based on what they want. Okay, so for A, I want to know which column the number 1, 2, 3, 4 under. Okay, so for A, I will take 123 and I'm going to put it into the groups of 10, and that will give me 12, remainder 3. Okay, now in this particular question, the 12, by now you should know it just means 12 groups, and the remainder 3 means it is in the last group there are 3 letters left over. So if there are 3 letters left over, the third letter is actually D. So the 3 letters left over means it translates to the letter D. Okay, so that's for part A. Okay, now for part B, I want to know which column the number 1, 2, 3 fall under. So that will 1 to 1 fall under, sorry. So 1 to 1 divided by groups of 10, I will have 12 remainder 1. So same thing, the 12 refers to 12 groups. The remainder refers to one letter in the last group. And if it's one letter left over, the one letter is actually the letter B. Okay, so my answer for part B is actually B. Okay, simple. So always make sure you form your one group first, list it out, and then solve the question. All right, let's move on. Question 2 now. So this one is slightly easier because they already list out the pattern for you. So let's just find a pattern. So it's not danger if you can spot the word D-A-N-G-R. That's not my one group, so that's fine. So I have D-A-N-G-R-E-T, then D-A-N-G-R-E-T again. So my one group is actually here until the T. So in one group, there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letters in my one group. Okay, then I can start solving the question. So which letter is in the 102 position? So it's similar to question 1. I'll take 102, divide by 8, and that will translate to, let me see, 1, 11, remainder 4. This is no, is it 11 remainder 4? No, sorry, class. Let me just erase it off. Let me do out the working. 102 divided by 8, that's 1. So 22 divided by 8 is 2, minus 16. I have remainder of 6 here. So it's 12 remainder 6. Okay, so 12 remainder 6. The 12 stands for 12 groups. And the remainder 6 stands for the 6 letters in the last group. Okay, if there's 6 letters in the last group, then let's count where's the 6th letter. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my 6 letters, the last one is actually the letter R. So part A, the answer is R. Okay. Then for B, which letter is in the 324 position? So I take 324. I'll take 324 divide by 8. Okay. And that will translate to, let me see, 324 divided by 8. I should have, okay, so I have so this is a 40 remainder 4. Okay, and that means this is 40 groups, 49 groups, and then remainder 4 means in the last group I have 4 letters, and 4 letters means is that the 4th letter is actually letter G. So the answer for B is G. Okay, that's it. Alright, I'm going to move on to the next one now. Okay, for question 3, there are 3 times as many motorcycles as cars in a factory. That means to say my motorcycle is 3 units and my car is 1 unit. Now what this means is that for every 3 motorcycle, there is 1 car. This is what it means. For every 3 motorcycles, there is 1 car, which translates to 3 units and 1 unit. So what does this mean? This means that in one group, I will have 3 motorcycle and 1 car. So it must be in this format. It must be in this proportion. Okay? And the next line to tell you that is that there's a total of 700 wheels. You want to find the number of motorcycles in the end. So you're going to find out for yourself in one group of 3 motorcycles and 1 car, there is a total number of how many wheels in one group. Okay? So 3 motorcycles will be 3 times 2 wheels. Okay? 1 car is 4 wheels. So 6 plus 4 will be 10 wheels in one group. Alright? So what this means is that every group of 3 motorcycle and 1 car, that will give me 10 wheels. 3 motorcycle, 1 car, it will give me 10 wheels. 3 motorcycle, 1 car, it will give me 10 wheels. I don't know how many groups there are, but I know that at the end of the day, all these will give me 700 wheels. Okay, all these groups of 10 wheels, 10 wheels, 10 wheels will give me 700 wheels. So my question to you is, I want to find how many groups of these there are. So how many groups of what in what? So I told you before, we always fill in the 1 at the back first. And since they gave us the total number of wheels, which is 700 wheels, here we're going to put this in. That means this front one must also be number of wheels, the total number of wheels in one group, which is actually 10 wheels. So these groups of 10 wheels will make up the 700 wheels. Okay, so I want to find how many groups there are. So I'll take 700, divide by 10, and that will translate to 70 groups. Okay, 70 groups. So the question here they want to find is how many motorcycles are there? So we come back to the idea. Let's go back to our one group. Our one group is here. Can you see? This is our one group. Inside one group, there are 3 motorcycles and 1 car. I am interested in the motorcycle. So one group, there are 3 motorcycles. So that means in 70 groups, there will be 70 times 3, 210 motorcycles. Okay, that's it. 210 motorcycles. Alright, hope this is clear enough for you. Then Miss Lin is going to move on to question 4 now. Sorry, question. The next one should be question 4, but never mind, it's okay. The question number is a bit wrong. So question 5 now. So this one, Jean has some 10-cent and 50-cent coins. 3 out of 8 of the coins are 50-cent coins. So my denominator of 8 refers to my total coins of the coins. The 3 unit refers to my 50-cent coins. So my 50-cent coins is 3 units. That means to say my 10-cent coins is 5 units. Okay. Now, the total value of the coins is $60. You want to find the value of the 50-cent coins. Okay. Now let's dissect the 3/8 first. Okay. So I know that 50-cent coins is 3 units, and then my 10-cent coins is 5 units. So what this means is that for every 3 50-cent coins, there will be 5 10-cent coins. Okay, so what this means is that in one group, there are 3 50-cent coins and 5 10-cent coins. Now, be very careful when it comes to money like this. You have a tendency to write wrongly when it comes to multiplying and converting the money parts. Okay, so these 3 50-cent coins and 5 10-cent coins, I want to find the total value in one group because I will need this later. Okay, so 3 50-cent coins is 3 times 50 cents, which is 150 cents. Okay, and then 5 times 10 cents, that will give me 50 cents. Okay, so in total, it will be 150 cents plus 50 cents, that gives me 200 cents. Now, class, take note that Miss Lim don't change the conversion in the middle part. I don't say, oh, times 50 cents goes to how many dollars. Don't do that because you will confuse yourself. So after I get a 200 cents, then I convert at the next step, which is 200 cents goes to $2. Okay? So I know that in one group, the value is $2 for 3 50 cents and 5 10-cent coins. Okay? So what does this mean? It means that every group of 3 50-cent coins and 5 10-cent coins will give me a $2. 3 50-cent coins and 5 10-cent coins will give me a $2. So I don't know how many groups there are, but I know that at the end of the day, these groups of $2 will add up to $60. Okay? So I need to know how many groups are present in order for me to solve the question. So how many groups of $2 in $60? Okay, so you fill in the one in the back first if you're not sure. Then the front one should be related to what is given here. Okay, so if it's money, it must be money. Alright, so how many groups of $2 is $60? I will take $60, divide by $2, and that translates to actually 30 groups. Okay, there are 30 groups of this. So what does this 30 groups actually mean? Now, I want to find 30 groups of this. So let's come back to one group. So one group here is actually this one here. Okay. And they are interested in the value of the 50-cent coins. Not the number, yeah. It's the value of the 50-cent coins. Actually, you have already found the value of 50-cent coins in one group, which is here. Look at what I boxed up. I've already found that in one group, the value of the three 50-cent coins is actually 150 cents. Okay, so what I can do is I'll write down one group, the value of 50-cent coins is actually 150 cents, or you can translate to $1.50. Okay, then if I have 30 groups, it will be $1.50 times 30, and that will actually be $45. Okay, that's it. All right. Moving on to next one. Question 6 now. So question 6 comes from your grouping concept 3. Okay. So for every 3 correction tapes Mr. Ye buys, he gets 1 free. And each correction tape costs $3. How much does he have to pay if he needs to get 26 correction tapes? So pay means dollar. Okay, I want to find the money in the end, given that there are 26 correction tapes that he buys. So for every 3 correction tapes he buys, he gets 1 free. So this is your buy 3, get 1 free. So in one group, okay, you will have to pay $3, $3, $3, and the last one is free. Okay, so one group will have 4 tapes. One group is 4 tapes. All right, for the 4 tapes, the cost of 4 tapes is actually only 3 times $3. Why? Because the last one is free. So the cost of 4 tapes in one group is $9. So my one group is actually $9. Okay. Now next, how much does he pay if he needs to get 26 correction tapes for Children's Day gifts? So I'm given the number of tapes, and each group is 4 tapes. So how many groups of what in what? So I told you to always put in the one in the back first. So since they ask you for 26 correction tips, I'm going to put in my 26 tips here. That means to say this in front must also be your number of tips. How many number of tips? The number of tips in one group, which is actually 4 tips. Okay, so how many groups of 4 tips in 26 tips? So it will be 26 divided by 4, and that will be 6 remainder 2. Okay, 6 remainder 2. Then we will have to figure out, hey, what does this 6 remainder 2 actually mean? This 6 means there are 6 groups. And because I'm interested in the money, so it's 6 groups of, one group is $9, so it's 6 groups of $9. And these 2, always remember the remainder is always related to whatever they divide by in the front. So these 2 actually means there are 2 tips here left over. There's not in the 9 groups of 6. Okay, so these 2 tips I cannot buy in groups of 4. So I have to buy them individually, and I know that each tape on its own costs $3. So that's 2 times $3, that is $6. And for the 6 groups of $9, I also need to figure out, so that's 6 times $9, that is $54. So $54, and the 2 tips on its own $6. My total cost will be $54 plus $6, and that will be $60. Okay, that's it. All right. So always remember to establish your one group, find your number of groups, and then work out the answers for that. So it's only either money or number of things. There are two possibilities here. So be very careful what the question is asking for. Okay? Alright, moving on to next one. Question 7 now, this is for the selling of things. So William earns $6 for every bottle of vitamins he sells. And at every 100 bottles he sells, he will earn an extra $10. So how much does he earn? That's money for selling 609 bottles of vitamins. So since they say for every 100 bottles you sell, he'll earn extra $10. So in one group, I need to establish in one group first. It's actually 100 bottles. And we got to figure out for this 100 bottle, what is the value of it. Okay, so in 100 bottles, you have 100 times $6. There will be $600. And on top of that, he earns extra $10. So that's $600 plus $10, that's $610. So total earning in one group of 100 bottles is $610. Okay, so you want to find out how much he earns for selling 600 bottles. So how many groups of what in what? Okay, so same thing with filling the one in the back first. So they give you 699 bottles. So I put in 699 bottles. And in one group, I have 100 bottles. Okay, so it must be bottles and bottles. It cannot be bottles and money. Okay, so how many groups of 100 bottles in 699 bottles? So I take 699, divide by 100. I actually have 6, remainder 99. So this 6 and this 99, let's figure out what it actually represents. So I want to know the money at the end, how much it earns. So I'll have 6 groups of, one group the money is $610. So it's 6 groups of $610. Okay, and 6 groups of 610 means 6 times $610, and that will be $3,660. Okay, $3,660. And the 99 stands for 99 bottles, because this 99 is tagged to whatever that I'm dividing by. This is bottles, so this must be bottles also. So there's 99 bottles left. So how much does he earn from this 99 bottles? There will be 99. Each bottle is $6. Okay, not $610, it's $6 per bottle. So 99 times $6 is let me see, $584. Okay, so this is the six groups here, and this is the 99 extra bottles. So total earnings will be 360 plus $584, which is 4,244. Okay, that's it. That's it for grouping concept 3. All right. So moving on to the next part, I have question 8. There's a little mistake here, which is that it shouldn't be sandwich. It should be number of muffins. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's start. So the price of one muffin is $1.80. When a customer buys 2 muffins, he can buy the third muffin at half the price. Only the third one. The first and the second one is still at $1.80. Only the third one is at half the price. Half the price of $1.80. Okay? At the end of the day, what do you want to find? You want to find the number of muffins that you can buy with $76. Okay? So let's establish our one group first. So in one group, okay, it's buy 2 muffins and buy 1.5 fries. So in one group, it's actually 3 muffins. Let's calculate the total cost of these 3 muffins. So the 2 muffins is 180 times 2 at the usual price. For the third muffin, it is 180 divided by 2, which is 90 cents. So the total of 3 muffins in a group is actually 360 plus 90 cents, and that gives me $4.50 for one group. So I've already established the value in one group, which is $4.50 for 3 muffins. So what is the greatest number of muffins that a customer can buy with $76? So I will try to maximize my number of 3 muffins so I can get as many as I can. Okay, so how many maximum groups of what in what? Okay, let's read the one in the back first. So since they gave you $76 to work with, I'm going to put in the $76, which is from the question. Then this front one must also be money. The money in one group, which is your $4.50. I will try to maximize these groups of $4.50 so that I can get groups of 3 muffins. Okay, so I take $76 divide by $4.50. Now here comes the thing. How do I divide like this? So you can use calculator. So you can put in 76 divided by 450. So what you will get is you will get actually a 16 groups. Then the remainder, you have to work out your answer. How to find this remainder? Very simple. So I will take 450 times the 16 groups first to see how much I use up already. And that is $72. So my remainder is $76 minus $72, which is $4. So it's remainder $4 here for this one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next. So what does this 16 and this $4 translate into? So I want to find my number of muffins, right? So this is 16 groups of how many muffins? 16 groups of 3 muffins in one group. So that's 16 times 3. This is 48 muffins first. Then here comes the next question. For this $4, how many more individual muffins can I buy? So each muffin on its own costs $4.80. So I'll take $4 divide by 180, and that will be equal to 3 muffins. Sorry, that will be equal to 2 muffins. Then a remainder 40 cents. Okay, 2 muffins. Why 2 muffins? Because 2 times 180 is already 360. So after I use up 360, I still left 40 cents. I cannot buy any more muffins. Okay, so in total number of muffins that she can buy, the greatest number is 48 muffins plus the 2 muffins. Total is 50 muffins. Okay, that's it for this question. All right, 50 muffins. Okay. All right, moving on. So this is 50 muffins. Okay, next question. Question 9. This is from your concept 4 now. Okay. So this one, which is just something that you've learned recently. Joey bought an equal number of pears and oranges. Pears were bought at 5 for $3. Oranges were bought at 6 for $2. She paid $24 more for the pears as compared to the oranges. How much did Joey pay in all? So I told you before in concept 4, you can either buy an equal number of things or equal amount of money spent on things. So in this case, it's equal number of pears and oranges. That means to say, if I buy 100 pears, I need to buy 100 oranges. Okay? I've also answered this before. Can I buy one pear, one orange? Cannot, because they are sold in groups of four, sold in groups of five, and sold in groups of six. Okay, so what do we do with this question? We always write down the cost first in groups. So for the pears, it's 5 for $3. For oranges, it's 6 for $2. And since Joey bought an equal number of pears and oranges, I need to make my number of items, number of fruits the same. So to make them the same, lowest common multiple of 5 and 6 is 30. So I must get to 30 pears and 30 oranges. Okay, so I multiply by 6 to get to 30 pairs. So there's 30 pairs for $18. And then 6 times 5, and that will translate to 30 oranges for $10. So once my number of pears and oranges is equal in one group, that will form my one group. So I will use this later to solve my question. I'm no longer using the 5 for $3 and the 6 for $2. Okay? So this is the one group, 30 pears, 30 oranges, and the cost is also given there for you. Okay? Now, since I already established my one group, I can start solving the question. Let's see what the question gave you. The question also gave you she paid $24 more for the pears than for the oranges. So this $24 more means it is the difference in total cost. So they give you the difference in total cost to work with. That means you will also need to find the difference in cost inside one group also, because you must compare the same thing. You cannot compare total to difference. Okay, so how to find the difference in cost for one group? I have $18 for pears, I have oranges $10, so that will be a difference of $8 in one group. Okay, so what does this mean? This translates to I'm going to show it to you. So there's 30 pears, 30 oranges in a group, and the difference is $8. 30 pears, 30 oranges, the difference is $8. 30 pears, 30 oranges, the difference is $8. I don't know how many groups there are of this, but I know at the end of the day, the difference will actually add up to $24. So these groups of $8, $8, $8 will add up to $24 for the total difference. Okay, so how many groups of what in what? So they give you $24 to work with, which is the difference in cost. That means the front one must also be the difference in cost, but for one group. So how many groups of $8 in $24? I'll take $24, divide by $8. That will give me 3 groups. Okay, 3 groups. 3 groups of what? Let's come back to our one group. Our one group is this one. This one. This is your one group, the one that I boxed up on top here. So I have 3 groups of this. And they're interested in finding how much did Joey pay in all. So you need to find out for yourself in one group, what is the total cost first then. So the total cost in one group is actually $18 for pear, $10 for orange, which is 18 plus $10, that is $28. And since I found that there are 3 groups of this, so the total cost in 3 groups will be 3 times $28, and that will be $84. That's the answer. Okay, so that's it, $84. All right. Okay, and then to the last question now, the last one on the balloons one. Okay, this one, give me a minute. Okay, I'm going to explain this to you, but it's actually the same thing as what we have in your original grouping concept 4 worksheet. So you can actually check back with that one. I'm just going to explain again in case you've forgotten it. So Debbie had 2 strings of the same length. So one of the string is being cut into equal parts of 80 cm, and then she tied 3 balloons to it. 3 big balloons. Big, big, big. Then for the other string, she cuts into equal parts of 120 cm, and then she ties 7 small balloons. So small, 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 small. So in this question, like I've explained previously, even though they didn't tell you equal number, they didn't tell you equal amount of money, but they tell you something. They tell you that the 2 strings are of the same length, which means it's the same idea as equal length. Okay, so what this means is that for the first string, the whole string, and the second string, the distance is actually the same. It's just that for the first string, I cut into 80 cm, 80 cm, 80 cm, so on and so forth, and to each one I tie 3 big balloons, 3 big balloons, 3 big balloons. For the second string, I cut into 120 cm, 120 cm, 120 cm, so on and so forth, and each one I tie 7 small balloons, 7 small balloons, 7 small balloons. At the end of the day, the length of the string must be equal. So when I'm establishing my one group, my length must also be equal in one group. Okay, so let's write down first. For the big balloons, is 3 big for every 80 cm. For the small balloons, it's 7 small balloons for every 120 cm. Okay, so I need to make my length the same. So the lowest common multiple of 80 and 120. If you don't want to use 80 and 100 because it's very big, right, you can actually use the 8 and the 12, the first part of it, to actually work out the lowest common multiple. So lowest common multiple of 8 and 12 is actually 24. So it's 240. Okay? So I must get to 240 cm here and also 240 cm here. Sorry, I write the wrong place. So how do I get from 80 to 240? I must times 3. Okay, and then that will translate to 9 big balloons for 240 cm. For the other side is times 2. I will have 14 small balloons for 240 cm. Okay, so once my length is made the same, this will form my one group to work with. I am going to use back this one group, the one I box up, to work with later. I'm no longer going to use the 3 big and 7 small. Please remember this. Okay? Alright, now next we can start solving the question because I already established my one group. So let's see what else the question gave you. They say that when she finished tying, she counted that there were 210 more small balloons than the big balloons. So this is actually, the 210 more small balloons is actually the difference in number of balloons in total, okay? So since they give you a difference in number of balloons to work with, then what I will need to fish out from the one group is also the difference in number of balloons for one group. So remember, you must be comparing the same thing to the same thing. So you have to compare the number of balloons to number of balloons, difference to difference, total value to total value. Okay, so you cannot compare two different things. Is that clear? So difference number of balloons is how to find. I have 14 small balloons and 9 big balloons, so that's 14 minus 9. There is a difference of 5 balloons in one group. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that I'm going to draw it here because there's not much space. In one group, there is 9 big and 14 small. and the difference in balloon is 5. 9 big, 14 small, the difference is 5 balloons. 9 big, 14 small, the difference is 5 balloons. So eventually, I don't know how many groups there are, but I know the difference of 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 will create a big difference of 210. So how many groups of 5 in 210? So that will be 210 divided by 5, and that will translate to 42 groups. Okay, so I found my 42 groups already. I know that there are 42 groups of this. Okay, they want to find how many balloons were there altogether. So I will need to find my number of balloons in one group. And that is 9 big plus 14 small, that is 23 balloons in one group. And since I know that there are 42 groups, so 42 groups will be 42 times 23, and that will be 966 balloons. Okay, that's it for the answer. Alright, so I'm done with going through everything, and I hope you are clear about all the concepts now. Okay, so please run through the video again, and if there are any questions that you are still not very clear, review the video again and again until you get it. Or you can discuss with your friends as well. Alright, all the best, and study hard for your this grouping test, and hope you pass with flying colors. Alright, that's all. Bye bye.